recap. So we leave off or left off on a Friday, July 16th, 1993. And Agent Lupita Caneta was at the office, U.S. field office, Marshall's field office in Tampa, doing some research. You guys had gone by the premises where the mark had been reported by a Delta Green friendly. Agent Marcus had briefed you and then left to go to the bathroom and didn't come back. So you guys, I guess I should probably do this in order. You then, Dejesus was kind of inquiring about real estate in the area, doing some research there since you are at a realtor seminar. You also all got into a car and went past the residence, kind of got a feel from the street kind of view of the type of residence and neighborhood. Stayed there for a pretty brief amount of time. Didn't notice anything peculiar. You did note one of you, I think, with, let's see, I think it was, was it Gladstone, I believe? Yeah. Agent Gladstone, Jeremiah, played by Lou, realized that the symbol was an occult symbol from a Greek god. So there's some that was to be worshipped by some occult from in that neck of the world. Going from the residence, let's see, I think you guys then kind of branched off, went to the library, a majority of you, and then Lupita Caneta went to the U.S. Marshal Service field office, kind of one after the other. In the library, you did some research and on the neighborhood itself, and there was talks of it being developed. It used to be like a big auto mechanics scrapyard, and then they redeveloped it. The city wanted to make it into some upper middle class, upper class type of neighborhood. Not a whole ton of information gathered at the library, but with Lupita Caneta going to the computer mainframe at the U.S. Marshal's office, got a lot of information on the family and the makeup from the computer, which included, to kind of bring up everybody to speed if they haven't seen the handouts for the recap, which included the Bernier family is where this mark had shown up on the front door. And the patriarch of the family is Tim, who's a microchip designer for Eltex Microelectronics, who has been divorced once and is currently married to his second wife, Evelyn, being married for about 7 years. And he has two sons from the previous marriage. And his previous marriage was to a Miss Sarah Garrison out of Chicago, who, doing some research there, came across that she was a former member of the Chicago Police Department. Looked any deeper, there wasn't any evidence of discharge or retirement. It was just that she's no longer employed with the Chicago Police Department. Agent, I would imagine, Lupita, did you divulge most of this with the rest of the agents?
I did, and it's Caneta, not Caneta.
I'm sorry, Caneta. So on divulging some of the component or the employment of Miss Garrison with the Chicago Police Department and not finding any trace of her departure, Hank, being a current Chicago Police Department officer, detective, finds that a little peculiar. Usually it's not, there would be some type of information that would be on her record for some reason. And Agent Williams, you would know that if there isn't anything noted, then somebody's trying to keep something on the down low. Okay. The house itself, well, I'll even back up a little bit. So the two children, there's Catherine, who's 8 years old, who's the daughter of Tim and Sarah, and then Chad, who is a 16-year-old son of Tim and Sarah. I don't know if it's relevant or not, but Evelyn is Caucasian, Tim is African American, Sarah is African American. So that's the family dynamic. There is no criminal records that have been uncovered for Tim or Evelyn. And frankly, there isn't really anything for Sarah Garrison either. The house itself was purchased about 8 years ago from Quadmark Housing Development. They paid about $350,000 with a mortgage from Bay Street Bank. And then I mentioned that the housing development was occupied previously by a large scrapyard from 1913 to 1988. And they have the Berniers have lived there for 6 years without any incident, or so it appears. Any records from the local police department on the incident just chalked it up to vandalism, and that there would be, in the news story or that's been seen in the newspapers or any videos, this low amount of videos that are online in 1993 divulge that they're just going to be picking up some of the patrols in the neighborhood. Probably has to do with a little bit of the affluence that's there. And then I think that is all that has been divulged at this point. Did I miss anything?
Do we
You
have?
mentioned,
Go ahead.
but I was just a quick note, and maybe I just missed it and Sean covered it, but I think you mentioned that Sarah lost custody of the kids too. She was deemed unfit, right?
That's correct.
But we don't know why. And that came from the Marshall's databases?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It was like in the divorce proceedings. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a common Google Doc note or anything, or are we all just everybody doing their own?
So if
thing?
you go, you can create your own journal entry in Foundry, but I do have a handouts folder that you should have access to everything that's been shared thus far. So Edwin, if you go into Foundry,
Yeah,
on the
I'm in
right-hand side.
handouts. I see a brochure, the handouts, part 1 recap. Look at that. Okay. And the recap is something that you were just reading from, but this is your document that we're not editing this, right? This is your thing.
That's what I put in there for you guys to
cool.
reference.
Yep.
Also, you'll notice the mark is in there. So that's the handout of the image and the
look at
picture of
that.
the front door. So that's been noted. So Agent Samantha Perez arrives at the hotel later Friday evening and is kind of lounging around in the I think in the bar, wasn't it, Perez? Right around there. And I think you would probably notice one of the agents coming in or going out or talking, something along those lines that would hone you in on the group. Okay. We'll say that maybe Caneta. And Caneta, you went back to the hotel. We're all back at the hotel Friday night. Right? Is that an agreement where everybody is?
Yeah, I think one of the first things we want to do, though, is to check the hotel to see if they had surveillance cameras.
Okay.
And I know Caneta as Agent Lark, presumably.
Yeah.
If
If it's through the outlaws, then yeah.
Right. And who else is former or current military, if anyone? Maybe nobody? Okay.
Caneta is former Army, but she's now a Marshal.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Hank had a brief stint in the Marine Corps Vietnam era.
Okay.
I don't know how much you guys would know about each other, actually.
Well, I was just thinking that in terms of recognizing people, that one a little bit of the catching the military bearing and sort of looking out for people might have been what cued her in. But if she also has seen Agent Lark or worked with them before, then that would obviously help.
Does she
Probably tap
regularly
for
read Science Magazine, or no? She may have seen one of my articles in there. No? Okay, just checking.
Science nerd.
Actually, I think that Sean and I had set up a thing with you and Samantha, um, because has been doing a whole mess of correspondence courses, and I think had registered for some course that you were teaching as part of her sort of self-improvement
Oh,
path.
excellent. Fantastic.
So she actually knows you on a civilian side slightly, or at least, yeah. You may not know her because, of course, I don't know how how you keep up on your correspondence students, but
My fans, yeah, tough.
exactly.
So you make some of the introductions as much as you would want to divulge. You're back at the hotel Friday evening. We'll say it's approximately having come back from the office after hours, even though you stayed a little bit longer after hours. Caneta, I would say reasonably maybe 8:30 p.m. local time.
Yep.
Okay. Before you get back to the hotel, Hank, you do some check-in with the hotel to see if they have any internal cameras. And they say, yes, we have one. The front desk is willing to help and say, yeah, well, we do. We have some place that's certain entrances and, of course, the parking lot. Is there a particular reason? You're very secure here. Just so we want to make sure our guests are secure and feel comfortable.
Yes, I understand, but I would like to review some footage, and I'll flash my badge really quick. I don't have a warrant, and I'm just following a hunch at this point, but I would just like to check yesterday or today at about 3 p.m. and maybe an hour on each side, if you don't mind.
Sure. Is there something specific you're? Of course, officer. Give me a. I'm going to allow you to give a persuasion check, maybe. Persuade.
Mm-hmm.
And bonus plus. I'll give you a bonus of plus 10 with the badge.
Yeah, that's a failure.
She says, well, I'm not quite sure if I should give you access to the tapes. My boss is typically pretty, I know we're not supposed to just let anybody back there. And, I've watched some shows on TV about, having specific warrants and anything. Is it, I'm not quite. Let me see if I can call my manager at home and maybe see what they have to say. Can you hold on one moment?
There's really no need to call your manager. I'm just following a hunch, and yes, legally, I should have a warrant, but a lot of times we're just doing this legwork, trying to figure things out, and if I need it for evidence, then yes, I would definitely come back with a warrant, ma'am. I would just like to review, quickly. I'm sure nothing is going to pop up, but I just need to make sure that that's the case.
Well, okay. Well, okay. Sure. You just come around the counter, and that's fine. You can come around the counter, and I'll show you to the back room. And so she kind of shows you around the counter and opens up the back room. And it's got like 4 monitors, black and white, that seem to be transfixed on certain points around the hotel. And as you enter the room, she picks up the phone inside the room and she's dialing somebody. And then she says, "Oh, hi, Bill. Yeah, this is Darla. I just wanted to check on something. We have an officer here, law enforcement. No, everything's fine. Everything's fine. I think everything's fine. I mean, at least as far as I know. But he was wanting to take a look at the videotape, so I just wanted to let you know, and if there was anything we should log for that, or I mean, I just wanted to bring it to your attention. I've never had this happen, so I wanted to call you." Okay. Are you in there, Williams?
Yeah, I'm right next to her. I'm looking at the camera feeds to see if they're even on the spots we would want necessarily.
There's one into the main entrance, and kind of veers out from the main entrance
like
as
a
they walk
fisheye or
up.
something.
Yeah. There's a one at another entrance, seeing people for walk-ups. Usually they're probably side entrances that are locked after certain hours of the day. And then and then there's like one for the parking lot, kind of the entrance.
And then maybe
you're going to start
desk.
Shuffling through the hours of the day.
Yep.
Okay. His badge. Okay. Name. Got it. Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you know if it's if it's a bigger deal or something, or if he finds it as something more urgent. I'll give you a call. I apologize for, interrupting your night. All right. Thanks, Bill. And she hangs up the phone. And she says, "Well, I just need just your name and your information so I can just write it down in case we have any questions."
Sure.
Okay.
He'll act like he's busy with the machine right now. Let me just finish reviewing this one section, and I'll come out and give it to you.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so you go through it, and you see Agent Marcus, I guess, depending on the time you're looking for. Are you looking for more of when he arrives or when he leaves?
Well, just one spotting him and then find out, when he left us, where did he go?
Yeah. About the time that you guys met with him, a few minutes after that, you see him walking out the front of the hotel, and then from the parking lot camera, you see him entering a vehicle and driving off.
Can we get a make or model?
Sure. Ford Taurus. 1989 Ford Taurus.
Is that a typical government car?
Maybe. You're not sure.
Okay. And there's probably no way to get a plate?
Looks like regular plates.
Okay. Can we read the number?
Sure. It's APV 6241. Florida.
Rental. All right. I don't think we need anything else, so I will exit the room.
Okay.
Thank the woman profusely and write in the worst handwriting I can possibly manage. Sort of my name and then some numbers.
Okay. Do you give her legit info or no?
It's legit info. It's just very illegible.
Okay.
And then, like my home number.
Okay.
Also pretty illegible. And then he'll take a cigarette out and say, "Thank you," and head to the front door, grab a smoke, and then meet up with everybody.
Sounds good. So you guys are all together at this point. Caneta, are you going to just lore dump on them at this point, or go to the hotel?
She downloads. Are we at the bar or where?
Well, I'd say all of you are out in the lobby area connected to the bar space. So out in a common area, if you will.
Okay. I think Lupita would say we need to find a place to talk. And she'd probably lead the charge to like some corner of the bar where they can talk relatively quietly.
What about our conference room?
Or if it's still available. I suspect we had it rented for a certain period of time, right? We can try that first.
You go to the conference room.
Pine room.
Yeah, the Pine room. You can go to the Pine room. It's unlocked.
Okay.
There's nobody in there. It's after the seminar's hours. A lot of the individuals are now changed to different clothing and making their way up to the bar. Some are gathering to go have the van take them to another bar down the road or something along those lines. But other than that, the seminar and the tables are all abandoned at this point. And you can walk into a conference room. It's empty. The lights are on, but there's no sign of anybody in there.
I think we'll do that then, since it's more private.
Okay.
Lapita will also nod and say, "Agent Tom, good to see you."
You too, Lark. It's been a while. How you doing?
Good. I wish I knew more about what was happening here. It's very strange. And she will proceed to give, it's not that much more to learn, but there's a mini lore dump, a mini download around the ex-wife and some of the details that we didn't get from the library and that sort of thing.
So, how did this bit of graffiti art come to seem important to us?
A
Is it
friendly
blood or
reported
something?
it. The symbol itself, we haven't been able to talk to the person who saw the symbol and reported it to the FBI, to our handler, the man who's missing. He protected that person, so we don't even know their name. But they were troubled. They were troubled by it and reported it as linked to the unnatural world. Make sure I don't get this wrong, guys.
It's definitely not graffiti art. And I will espouse about my knowledge of ancient Greek gods and stuff to seem
and we
smart in
have
front of Agent Tom.
We have the actual photograph. The handout of the mark is a photograph that Marcus brought in or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a folder, a case file folder.
Okay. So do they know what it is? I mean, is it blood, shit, paint? Nothing, huh?
Unfortunately, it was cleaned up. We did a drive-by of the house, and there's still marks on the door, but the media is no longer there.
Gotcha. Must be able to. Huh.
The mark's still on the door. The mark is still on the door that you guys can tell from the distance.
Oh, it is still on the door. Yeah. Okay.
Probably won't be for long. It's been a week since over a week since it's occurred.
The mark is actually gouged into the door, like a claw
with a talon,
or a talon or a nail. It's scored in there, but
that's right.
Yep.
Huh.
Wishbone, is there any relation between this symbol and any of the native tribes?
Now, from what I understand, and the gentleman, my colleagues that I spoke to at UF, that they've heard nothing in recent history of any groups even knowing what that is, much less worshiping it or studying it.
And the
So this is
family,
definitely strange.
the Berniers are still living in there. They didn't move out because of this. They're not that scared or anything, right? They're just in there.
Berniers remain there, as far as we know.
Local law enforcement doesn't seem to be taking this very seriously.
I wonder if there's a chance we can. So those two teenagers will be at school and the parents both work.
Well, it's Friday afternoon, so we would presume we could go there late tonight or tomorrow morning.
We could go tonight. I wonder if we could arrange for them to have an invite somewhere tomorrow, or get them out of the house for a couple hours. But I'd happily go take a look tonight if that seems like the thing to do.
I can call
You can tell that Perez is just like overextended already, even like this early in the mission. She's definitely gung ho, but apparently
I can call a colleague at the university in the microelectronics lab, and maybe he could name drop Tim, Mr. Bernier. Maybe they're working on some grad project, and these guys like to be puffed up every once in a while, and maybe they can help me out and say they need help figuring something out. If we need to get him to leave the premises.
We also could still talk to the family. We haven't done that yet. And if nothing else, we should put eyes on that house all night tonight to make sure that nothing happens. Maybe
And,
2 teams of 2.
Dejesus looks at Lupita and Agent Williams. And I think we should confirm the whereabouts of the Sarah Garrison. I think she has something to do with it. And if one of you can find out if she still is in Chicago right now, that would be valuable information to me.
I'll call Chicago PD in the morning. There's no one working with that information at this time of night.
Probably true.
Sean, where is Altex Microelectronics located? Are they in Florida? Is it a local?
Yeah, they're in the
Okay.
industrial park where all the microelectronics places are.
Excellent. So maybe my microelectronic colleagues, professors, maybe through certain channels have heard about 7 or 8 years ago, Tim and his relationship with his former wife and maybe what happened or some of the details. So I'll make a few phone calls.
Okay. You gonna call him this evening yet?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Of course. That's up to you if you want to play him out or just.
I would say you filter off at some point from the group, make a couple calls, and a couple acquaintances that you might know. Give me 2 luck checks.
Is there actually a luck on here
50,
or
50.
just D6s? Yeah, it's just I just rolled D6s.
Just roll D100.
D100. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Gotta
Nope,
keep
that's not
it in
I didn't write
in
roll.
system.
/R.
Can't take this
/R.
Nerd.
Space 1D100.
Got it.
Hey.
Oh,
Look at that.
Wow. One of the contacts that you have
Damn.
says, "Yeah, I know Tim Bernier. You're talking about Tim?
Yes, Tim.
Yeah.
Altex guy.
Yeah. I met him when he first came into town, and I think it was at we were doing a talk at the university. You know us, right? Gladstone, about, we had an event and he came and I met him and he was new to the area. And we I think during the day we had lunch maybe and had some small talk. Well, it seemed a really nice guy. Why? What's going on with Tim? Is he doing some work for you or?
Well, I'm gonna go meet him. We haven't spoken in a while, and I was just trying to make sure I had my facts straight. I don't want to look like I haven't paid attention to him or anything, but I know he had a wife, Sarah, when I first met him, and I don't believe they're together anymore. Do you know what happened? Because I don't know if I should mention her name or not.
No, I think in passing, because I'm separated, and I think that came up in conversation, and he shared that he was married, but divorced, but he didn't really go into detail about his ex. I think I probably blathered more than he did.
Okay, so there was no
Nice
buzz
guy,
about.
really nice guy, 2 kids, really kind of down to earth kind of guy. He's, I should probably call him. I think I wonder if I still have his number. I have to look it up in my Rolodex.
Well, let me check in with him first, and then I'll let you know. I'll let him know you were thinking about him, and
let me know are you in the area?
I will be. I'm not yet. I'm on my way though. I'm gonna eventually, by the end of the weekend, I'll be in the area.
Hey, let me know right when you get into town, and we'll all do lunch together. I'd love to catch up with Tim, and I haven't talked to you in a little while.
Yeah, that Italian bistro, right, where we got those really good sandwiches.
Right. Yeah.
When we were studying all night. Yeah, that was good times. Good times.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
All right.
How are things
I will talk
otherwise?
to you later. Things are
Oh, you
great.
you gotta
Things
go?
are great. I do. Yes, honey. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thanks for picking up so late. I gotta go. Chores. Got to the
Oh, yeah,
honey-do
yeah.
list.
Yeah. Well, thanks for
Okay.
calling. Thanks for calling. Direct. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I'll hit you up maybe on Sunday when I'm in the area.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
All right. Now, ciao.
So I walk back in the pine room, I guess, and everyone's there doing real work. And I'm like, I got nothing. Again, I got nothing. He's a good guy. No buzz about the breakup. I'm out. I'm out. Hank, Agent, Hank, are you able to? Did you talk to anyone in the precinct yet?
I don't even know what unit she was with, so
Yeah, Chicago's
I
a big
don't
place.
I don't think anyone is working right now that would know anything about it. So I'm just going to wait till the morning.
I'm thinking about taking a drive. It's getting dark. Thought
Agreed.
maybe I should go get eyes on that house again.
Well, I got a car.
All right, I'll ride with
I
you.
got eyes.
We should take shifts so that we have eyes on it all night, 2 at a time.
Should we bring both cars? And mine is a car too.
Do we have
Camry,
rooms or
23
anything?
miles to the gallon.
It's believed that we're all just staying at this hotel.
I didn't yeah. So they didn't pick up the rooms for us or anything, right?
No.
John, no?
Sure. Sure. All the rooms are paid for. Why?
Well, because there was no
Main
room when I
concern.
asked for a room for me.
Oh,
That's
they
why.
didn't. They had the wrong spelling of your name.
All right.
They thought it was PERES.
Agent Tom, I have 2 twins in my room. Just saying.
It's good you have someplace to unpack your bags.
No, so I don't have to make the bed the first night, and I can just go on the other one the next night.
So
Who's
who's
taking
going?
the first shift? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say Williams and Dejesus is going.
He's getting stir crazy, so he's gonna ride along with Hank.
Cool. Well, I'm going to hit the rack for a few hours, and then I'll be ready at midnight?
Sounds good.
Okay. So she grabs her duffel bag and just crashes.
Tom, Lupita says before she goes, just catches you at the edge of the meeting room. Can I see your letter? The letter you got to bring you here? Do you have it on you?
Sure, yeah. And she pulls out, I guess, the flyer.
Yeah. Sean,
Is it the
same thing. Yeah, different handwriting.
Same handwriting, same phone number.
Yes. Well, it would be in Perez's handwriting, but the same brochure. If you brought the envelope, that's what it would look like. Otherwise, the brochure looks like everybody else's.
Well, the brochure had some handwriting on it. That's why, like the.
Yep, had the phone number that's the same in the handouts. So
okay, yeah.
Or I should say, 10-digit number.
Right. So I guess by the time I got here, there was no sign of anybody. So I got it just sucked. I was on the bus. The bus broke down, and then.
Don't worry about being late. It's all right. You didn't miss anything. Lupita's the kind of person who always has like a Bic ballpoint pen in her hand. So she taps the brochure and she's like, I don't understand this handwriting thing at all. So we need to keep sharp about it. There's more going on here than we know. Get some rest. We'll take the second shift.
Cool. Yeah, wake me up when you're ready.
All right. Sleep well.
Thanks.
All right. Hank, go ahead.
And you there, Wishbone.
Oh no, not Wishbone. The Jesus.
No, I think he and Williams are going to the.
Oh, they're going. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna hang out at the bar. I'm still not done with these menu choices with this excess of chicken and not enough beef in their menu choices. And
I bet Lupita hangs out for probably 30 minutes maybe, and then she chats.
I'm gonna start my espresso drinking now. I need to pregame and I gotta, because I know I got the second shift. So if I go to sleep, I'm not gonna wake up. So I'm just gonna start hitting this double espressos.
How many cars do we have? I got one. There's two.
I think there's 3.
It would make sense that I'd have a rental.
Yeah.
Okay.
A rental or
Sean,
a limo from the airport to the hotel.
that's right.
Or car
Right,
service.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, a Lincoln Town Car.
Lupita's got her Crown Vic, right?
Oh,
And
nice.
she is, and I think you guys know from last time, Edwin, you wouldn't have heard this, but she is like, she errs on the sort of the people pursuit side of things with the marshals. She's not much into researching documents and habits and that sort of thing, right? She kind of likes to be on the scene. So while they're going to the house, while Nerd Boy is drinking coffee and researching whatever he's doing, Lupita's actually just trying to get the lay of the land. So she's going to drive. She's going to observe people. She's going to just try to understand the town, see if she sees anybody who's tagged anything, or the graffiti artists. Does she see that symbol anywhere? What's the local cop presence like? You know, she'll just spend a few hours doing that. If she doesn't learn anything, that's no problem. But I could see her alone in the car doing that for a few hours.
Let's take like a 3-minute break. I got to check on something quick, and then we'll come back and get on with the surveillance quick and the drive and the rest of what's going on. All right. Sound good?
Yep, that's good.
All right.
That's some important establishment here.
What's that?
The lack of car for Dejesus.
I like the argument, especially since I've already established that I don't drive in New York, so it would make sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
The best was Jaguar. That's a good idea. I'll look into that.
A lot of roads to drive it on around here.
Edwin, is there anything you want us to catch you up on? Is there anything? I know it's a lot, but
No, I think this is perfect, having both the player and the character.
In the dark.
trying to catch up.
And
Yeah.
it sounds like you guys didn't get very far in any case in terms of
Lots of role playing, but yeah.
We're amazingly thorough.
We need to talk to the family.
I can't believe Sean expects to wrap it here in a couple hours, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
There might be some goons breaking the door down with guns.
Very thorough.
Yep. We'll all end in a blaze of glory.
So,
But yeah, Perez, I guess it probably was an electronics course that she took, because she's definitely a gear tech person, but not high tech.
then you didn't take my class. I think
she would have taken your class, but what she actually does is, she works for the Air Force as a trainer for the engineering recruits that come through. So he's a mechanic, I guess is what we would say.
Well, that's good, because I definitely I'm sure I did some classes that had to do with maybe learning and people skills.
So what are you a professor of?
I'm an anthropologist.
Anthropology. That's right. Okay.
That's
why. So that would have just been on
tell?
her. Well, it could have been medical for all I know.
No, I'm just messing with you. But my human is 70. That's what I'm all about, is people.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, hers is 10.
So, all right. So,
but she's into self-improvement. That's how she got to 10.
10? Damn. Ouch.
Yeah, that's not her thing.
Oblivious to the world. I don't know.
This is the game where doubles under is the critical success and doubles over is the fumble.
Yeah, correct.
And also, also 1 and 100.
100.
Right.
I wasted our crit success on a phone call. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. They're everywhere.
It happens. It happens.
Hey,
You were
there's
so
still
shafted.
a 1 in 100 chance of rolling a 1 again. So
There
Exactly.
you go. Hey,
I don't think we need any more.
On the list.
I think
Yeah,
we
I
just
think
charge in. We
Yeah.
go knocking on that door.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the things we need to do is watch the house and talk to the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and figure except if it's been a week. So the mark, there's, if nothing's happened in a week, I mean, it'll
Slow-moving
happen
cult.
because we're here.
There are a lot
but-
of planning going on.
Yeah. So we've got the weird stuff we have as the former scrapyard. No, that's what you wrote. Scrapyard owner interview is the owner of this lot before they sold it. Of the
Correct.
area.
Hank
Before they
Ford.
developed it. Yeah.
So what
Hank
kind of
Ford.
stuff was? I wonder if it was
Yeah.
like a environmental disaster. If there's
it's now a super fun site, I'm sure.
Superfund site, yeah.
yeah.
I'm sure.
I was thinking
93.
Indian burial ground, then no, maybe Greek burial ground somehow.
Mafia Greek
Atlantis.
burial ground.
Lost colony of Atlantis.
There you go.
Sure.
The Argonauts landed in Florida.
In Florida. They were slightly more lost than Columbus. Oh.
I don't know.
Greek god.
I don't know. Maybe there's lycanthropy involved too. Like this Sarah woman is pissed for some reason. She got involved in something. I don't know why it's coming around now, but
Or he did. Who knows?
yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting whether it's somebody sending them a message or a threat, or if they're just coincidental and it's the location. Like
Yeah.
it could just be a mark from person A to person B saying, "Hey, person B,
Right.
come
The time
here
is
and
right.
dig," or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
I think it might be her, to be honest with you. But
Sarah.
The
You think she's got claws?
bird claws. The one
At
last
night-
piece of documentation stuff we could look at is like the divorce case thing
no more
to find out.
No more documents. This is now action time.
Understood.
Action.
But we could understand why she didn't get the kids, what they accused her of,
I agree. But
lycanthropy, for example.
I'm trying to picture the kind of creature.
Harry Knuckles. Harry Knuckles.
Yeah.
You don't get the kids. Sorry. Too hairy.
That's right.
Was that who's?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, thought you did.
All right, I'm gonna take the last minute of our 3-minute break.
Do it.
Do we need to be worried about Marcus leaving for any reason?
I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, it's a convenient way to
I
just leave
honestly think that's
us
just-
on
yeah,
our
I-
own. Yeah.
That's
Oh, I actually think it's something's going on for sure.
I think
but-
I actually personally
We don't
think he's
have a-
involved too. I agree.
Yeah,
Yep.
we don't have any recourse though. We have no way to know. I mean, I guess we could check his plate and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Jeez.
it's going to be a rental car or some stupid thing or
Yeah.
whatever.
My stepmother fell through our screen door.
Oh, no.
So
You okay? She okay?
she's fine. She's got some scratches, but no breaks, no stitches. Screen is completely fucked, but that's okay. It's not the first time.
Not the first time she's fell through it?
First time she's fell through it.
Okay.
My wife's fell through it twice. So it's all bent to shit, and now I ripped it out and it's laying on my sidewalk. So take care of that later.
Did you just
Nice.
rage? I could just see you
I
just
did.
tearing it
I
off.
totally fucking raged. I'm like, I'm so tired of this fucking door taking over our lives. And I just like ripped the fucker out and like,
More, no more.
so it's got the frame, right? Because I have the full length frame, and then the inside is just mesh.
Not anymore.
And you take the inside out and replace it with the glass in
Yeah,
this
no
in the
winter,
winter, right? Well, so I'm like, all right, I'll put the glass in tomorrow.
It's going to be glass all year round now.
Glass year round until we replace, because Tam wants a different door altogether. But it's like, well, it's the
Can't
door.
imagine why.
Like, yeah.
Life is fun.
I mean, you'd think somebody was like dying on this end. I'm like, what's going on? Sue fell through the door. I'm like, okay, all right. Anyways, all right, are you ready? We good? Let's start.
Yes, we're great.
All right.
We figured it out already.
I bet.
Yep, we're being set up to take the fall.
We should.
That's the Hank and
Big nerd
Dejesus.
boys being set up.
Yeah. You guys make your way to the neighborhood. And it's getting dark. I'd say you probably get out there at this point, probably 10 p.m.
Bet you've been on a lot of these stakeouts here, Mr. Williams.
Yeah, I done my fair share.
I'm pulling out a bottle of pills from my inside breast pocket as I say that and pop the cap. I'm gonna be aware. I'm gonna focus in. Care for a stimulant? Do you do anything like this?
He'll reach into his sock and pull out a whiskey flask and take a little nip and offer.
All right. Well, I'll make sure that I'm paying attention anyway.
Just a little bit. Wakes your tongue up.
So you're gonna park in front of the house, down the road from the house.
Well, how far down the road can we be and still observe the front door?
I would say that if you are at a particular, like if you're right before the driveway on your right-hand side, you probably have a decent angle like through the gate and can see kind of up the drive a pretty decent ways. It's got some decent lighting.
Okay.
I would say if you're looking for that vantage point, no problem. And
Right.
it's probably before you get to the house.
Okay. And we're also going to look for a Ford Taurus in the neighborhood.
Okay. You don't happen to notice any Ford Taurus that matches the description you saw in the
Okay.
video.
All right.
One thing, let's see. Oh. You guys would. I'm going to see which one of you might know this. So, Hank, as you're kind of sitting there, take a sip of your flask, and you guys have been sitting there for a few minutes before you notice this. But as you look through kind of the neighborhood, you're like, you know, those weird lawn ornaments that they kind of put on little pedestals, and they're like blue reflective globes or red reflective globes. You see quite a few in the neighborhood. Kind of, you're not sure if it's just like everybody has one, if it's something that came with the house, because it seems as though each one has one out pretty prominently displayed in their front yards. Because many don't have the big walls. Some do, but not all of them. But the ones that you can see, it's kind of interesting. Something peculiar.
So
Been in a
like,
lot of neighborhoods, and you've never seen so many weird globy things. I don't even know what they're called.
So they're like mirrored balls.
Yeah. I don't even think I have a picture of one, actually.
Is there a pattern?
Anti-bird stuff.
Yeah.
My grandmother has
is it
three.
anti-bird stuff? Is that what they're for?
I think
I don't
they
know
just
if that's. Yeah, I don't know.
they
I
just
think
look
for some
fancy.
people they're just decoration, but I feel like they're sort of got that anti-bird quality.
Does it spin or just sit there?
I don't even know what they're called to do a search for them on, like lawn ornament globes,
yard balls.
yard balls, maybe. I don't know. Yard balls, reflective ornaments. Yes, that'll work. I'll put it in the chat for you guys to look in Foundry. Hopefully that'll resolve.
Yeah, they're called gazing balls.
Gazing balls. Thank you,
Gazing
Professor.
balls.
Yes.
You point that out to me, Hank?
Sure.
Huh. There are quite a few of those balls around here. They're not new, you know. Do you ever done a lot of reading? My parents used to read me these books called the Moomins. Moomin Mama had one of those in her garden out there in Finland. Bunch of trolls, a family of trolls living in Finland. Do you want me to go check one out?
Your grandparents were trolls living in Finland?
No, it's a series of books.
Oh, well.
I'll show it to you sometime when we get back to the hotel. She also did comic strips. Oh, and it's television and the BBC animated shows. Do you think I should go check one out?
Sure. Just be a little nondescript about it. Is there a pattern to them at all, Sean?
No pattern. Some seem to be in the middle of the yard. Some are like in stone beds that kind of are more near to the house itself. They are in various different colors, but no patterns that you can make out.
Is there anyone outside in their yard?
This late at night, it's pretty quiet.
Oh, okay. I'll open the door and I'll walk up into the yard of the nearest house. Not our mark. Although actually I'm very tempted to just walk up to our house. You know, I think for a moment and I start walking up that way.
Going towards
our house
Bernier's.
with the mark on the door. Yep, the Bernier's.
Now, keep in mind, you'll have to go through the gate and we'll kind of walk up the
I have
driveway.
that whole estate there. Yeah, never mind. I change it. I go to the house that's right next to him that's accessible.
Okay.
And I'll go check out one of these yard balls.
Yep, you can do that. No problem. Seems a little quiet, kind of walking through the yard. And you get near the globe, probably you're pretty near 5 feet, I would say. And it's one further out from the house, kind of probably out near a tree of some kind. And you notice there is a quick glimpse of a shadow that goes through the globe, and it startles you. Actually, as you look around, there's
I look
nobody,
over my shoulder
nobody
to
near
see
you.
what went flying by. Yeah.
Give me a sanity check.
You betcha. Is that under mental?
I think it's
its own stat, just a straight D100 roll.
it's at the
top right.
top.
Oh, I see it now. Thanks.
82.
Okay.
So insane.
Take 1 point. Just startles you more than
So that
anything.
means my value of 50 goes down to 49.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, more of a that's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird to the biggest thing that startles you is you kind of like it's quiet. You kind of hear the crickets. There's nothing really going on. You don't see anybody walking up and down the street or anything. There's lights on in certain people's houses.
No
it's
dogs
far from
barking.
Yeah, no dogs barking, and then all of a sudden this thing just kind of goes right through, like it almost takes on a shape, humanoidish shape, a phantom shape that goes through the globe, and there's nobody around you that would have reflected that.
Right.
And you could see your face in the globe, like looking at it, like as it rounds itself.
I steel my nerves. I think about these experimental drugs that Pfizer's doing. It stimulates me, but maybe it messes with my mind. Look over my shoulders, and then I will pick up this globe to get a better look.
Obviously, it looks strange now that you got your hands on it. You know, the hands are reflective, and then you got your face that's kind of rounded around its edges. Seems solid. I think they probably weigh maybe 4 or 5 pounds. Seem rather. I mean, they're not like Christmas ornament bulbs, right? There's some girth to them, but you know that if you drop it and it hits the wrong rock or stick, it could break.
I'll bring it back to the car.
Okay. Hank, you see Dejesus with a. What color do you want it to be? Dejesus?
Oh, it's blue.
Blue.
Yep.
Blue globe. I think it would be only apropos that at some point a police patrol is probably going to come through the neighborhood. Hank, you probably know this if they're stepping up patrols due to the maybe whatever it is that caused the mark. Could be kids, what have you.
Aren't you going to ask me about my blue globe?
You back in the car?
Yeah.
What
I
you
sit
got
in.
there?
Evidence. I swear I saw something reflected in this globe, and there's nothing around me. Of course, it could be Pfizer's experimental medication that I just took as well.
Hank will take a look at the globe.
Exhibit A. Here you go, my friend.
It's got DeJesus's fingerprints on it in around the edges, but otherwise it looks relatively clean.
Now it's got everyone's fingerprints. That's great.
You watch the house. I'll sit here and watch this ball and see if it does it again.
Does what again?
I saw something in it, man. Something. I can't explain it. Shook me up. I can tell you that. I think this has something to do with it. Everyone's got one, and I saw something. The universe speaks.
The direction it was going to Jesus is towards the Bernier house. So it was like in a particular direction.
So let's look again at the globes. Does like every house have them, and we just can't necessarily see all of them?
The ones that you could see, I would say they're more, as you would come down the street, they get more prominent as you get towards the Bernier house. And then as you go down the street further, it tends to be less so.
I wonder if the Berniers have one.
All right. Hank will get out to stretch his legs, and he'll cross the street and walk along the sidewalk in front of their house and see if he can notice one.
All right. You go towards the gate of the Bernier house then?
Just going to walk along on the sidewalk in front of the house
Sure.
and see if
You can see probably off in the distance. Yeah, up near the house, there appears to be one in the yard. They've got a yellow one. You can barely make it out in the dark. They get some lighting outside that you can make out.
All right. Hank is going to get his notebook out and draw a little section of the block with the houses and record the colors of the balls as he walks along.
Okay. As you do that, we'll go back to the other team or crew. Caneta, you are driving around.
Yep.
All right. And what are you trying to determine, like the bad places of town where they do graffiti and things of that nature?
Yeah. What's the name of the town again?
Tampa?
Is it Tampa? So it's pretty big. She'll stick relatively close. She's just trying to understand the local neighborhoods that are nearby, and looking for people who are out of place. Looking for how often the cops go by. Looking for is this the type of place where people are out at night, or are the streets deserted? That kind of thing. She's trying to get the vibe of the city, at least this part of the city.
Yeah. So from the hotel, it's more of a place with quite a bit of commercial real estate, some office buildings. Every once in a while, there's a restaurant. Mostly not too many fast food restaurants. It's not like a main thoroughfare where you've got tons of fast food restaurants. But you could make your way over to that. It's not too far from there. So Tampa, the size that it is, you've got different neighborhoods. There's parts of town that you probably wouldn't want to hang around in, but it's not that bad. I don't think crime is huge in Tampa, but like any decent sized city, even in towns and cities I've been in, it's usually pockets. Maybe it's rental properties that might not be the best. And then you've got some affluent neighborhoods. So as you get closer towards where the Berniers live, there isn't a lot of crime. The police, you don't hear a lot of police sirens. You might hear an ambulance go down the street here and there. Well, I shouldn't say here and there, but maybe a chance of an ambulance rushing off to an emergency. Who knows what for?
Okay. She's doing this as much to clear her head and kind of think about things as much as anything. So she won't spend more than an hour before she heads back. But I do think, and we don't have to role play this out, Sean, but I think there's one phone call she would make to Eloise,
Sure.
who is her contact back in her local office, also a marshal, her girlfriend in secret.
Yep.
And what she's going to ask her is she'll give her the plate and get her to run that in the morning. Eloise probably won't have access to the systems at night, but she's going to have her run the plate in the morning and talk to her, and then she'll head back to the hotel.
Okay.
And there goes Lou.
Right.
I presume you'd tell me if she noticed crazy blue globes all over the city as well.
Not that you notice.
Okay.
Offhand. Gladstone, you're at the bar. Are you doing anything this evening?
Yeah, this is like my third cappuccino. I get even more talkative and jittery. I keep staring at my phone, hoping that Barb is going to call me since she hadn't returned my phone call today, checking on Pappy. But I'm not going to call them because I would hate to wake them up, especially in his condition. So I'm constantly looking at the phone. I do make a quick. I look outside and I see that there's a gas station across the street, and I go across the street and I pick up a few things from the gas station and come back, and then I have them in a bag sitting next to me at the bar.
Okay.
And then I'm just kind of waiting for Agent Tom to come down, and I keep looking at my watch, waiting for 20 to 12, for when we're going to head out. I'm excited.
Okay. Perez. There was talks of you maybe zonking out for the evening until your shift was up. Were you going to do anything else?
Yeah, because she was up for the whole transit thing for 30 hours or whatever. So she sleeps for a couple hours, and then I think she'll get up, go across the street, grab some food, and this hotel probably has a gym. I think she'll even do just a 20-minute workout and then shower. So by the time she gets to the bar at like 10 of or 20 of, she's definitely looks like a new person from when she left 4 hours ago. She's cleaned up. She's got so she was in her uniform, although some of you might have noticed that she didn't have her name plate on, which would be a little weird, I think. But she's now in civilian attire, but somehow it looks the same. It's like that's the only kind of clothing she knows. But it's obviously not a uniform. So she's there.
Okay.
Hey, we're good to go.
We're just waiting for her to get back. She was taking a spin, and I'm like, oh, nice. Everything you own has 2 breast pockets. Nice.
Yep. Yeah. She doesn't realize you're making fun.
Yeah. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm wired. I need to get going.
Did you have a good night here?
Yeah, this is and I look around and I'm like, is this your first time?
No.
No, it's mine. They actually called me in this time.
That's great. That's great. I hope it goes well for you.
Oh, it's going great. I'm so excited. Did you
No
see
way
how
this
they
guy's
like even?
gonna survive this.
Did you
Huh,
see
sorry, what?
even? Did you see how they even like mimicked our handwriting on those envelopes? It's crazy, and I'm just all glowing because it's exciting to me.
There's a lot of red tape behind this group. So what your is your first stakeout?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They've
You're
called
a
me in a
science
few
professor.
times,
You
but
were good. You were. There was a good class I took from you. I learned a lot.
I'm sorry. Third row?
No, it was
No.
correspondence.
Oh.
It was a mail by mail. I was
Uh,
the write-in student.
oh, sorry. That was somebody else. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sure. I'm
you
sure
had
you have
the
a lot of
you had the
students.
best penmanship. I remember. Yeah, it
Uh-huh.
was amazing. It was
Yeah.
really good. It was a joy
Yeah.
reading all of that you kept sending me.
Yeah. Do you actually read that stuff?
Oh
Didn't
yeah,
seem
of
like it.
course. Hey,
All right.
it's a paycheck.
So you guys jabber about the class that Perez took of Gladstone's. Back in the car, you got the globe, Dejesus and Williams. Williams, you notice that the globe's in front of there is one at the Bernier's house. Confirmed. What do you want to do after that?
Just take an inventory of colors in the houses and
Walking down the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Red.
see if there's
blue.
maybe a pattern.
Okay. Different colors, some duplicates, no particular pattern that you could come up with.
Okay.
Takes you probably 15 minutes, depending on how fast you go. And if you're going down one side and then the other.
Yeah, I figured you just walk past the house, cross the street when he doesn't see anymore, walk down the side where the car is, and then do both sides of the street from their house.
Sure. Okay, you're done. You get back to the car. You got your little notepad with your amount of globes and the different colors. Dejesus, what are you doing in the car? Staring at that blue globe?
You know it. I haven't moved my eyes off it. I'm waiting for the phenomenon to repeat itself.
Fair enough.
Investigator ever.
It becomes rather tranquil. There's no activity within the globe other than your own. As you move it, you can see a reflection, and the neighborhood's relatively dark, and the street lights are lighting up, but nothing peculiar that startled you earlier. Maybe even now you're more at ease. I don't know. And then Hank comes back to the car eventually. Got a list
So, did you
of
find anything in there?
No, it hasn't done it yet, but I have been wondering about the shape of the universe, whether it is a perfect sphere. There seems to be a tendency for roundness, although I have heard, and have you heard, that most planets are not perfectly round. That's a misperception. Very convincing illusion.
I think it has something to do with the spinning, if I remember my physics correctly.
Right. What is the shape of the cosmos, though? We don't know. It's too large. But I hold this in my hand. It's self-contained, perfectly round.
It's like a bubble.
Something moved in it. I don't know if it was outside of it, wholly contained within. We need to speak to that family. We need better answers than what we're getting.
Hank's going to pull out his flashlight and see if it is 100% reflective or whether any light can get through it.
DeJesus and Williams both give me an alertness check. All right. Hank, as you're kind of going through your notes and talking to DeJesus in the vehicle, you could see through, like, up the drive to the Bernier's house, that there's a room on this facing the street that's got a very faint light displayed in the room. Very, very, very faint. Almost as if
did it just turn on and it wasn't there before?
You're not sure. You just happen to notice it now. So typically, if you've got a light on in a house, it probably illuminates the window pretty heavily. But this one is, I mean, it's almost smaller than a candle. How long are you guys going to stay at the stakeout? It's coming up on time to do a rotation, or
we're waiting
maybe
for our relief.
Okay. The rest of the crew. Okay, go ahead.
Hank's going to get out again and maybe walk by the house another time and see if he can hear anything.
You're from a pretty good distance. You hear the outside noises, but nothing coming from the house.
And is there any movement, shadows from the light itself?
No.
And you mentioned candle. Is that just the intensity of the light, or is it flickering?
It's the intensity of the light. It's the lumens that's being probably.
Would it be like a night light or something?
Could be.
Okay. And do they have a porch light on?
They do have like a couple like lantern lights kind of on each side of the door. And then there's the driveway is lit up by like the solar ones alongside the driveway that light it up fairly decent. Nothing too crazy. More decor than, making sure somebody doesn't trip over a rock.
All right, you'll just walk past the property, get out of smoke on the other side, take a couple of puffs, put it out, and then cross the street and walk back to the car.
Okay. You get in the car, and there's another car that's coming down the street. And you both notice that it looks like a patrol car. It's got the nice big lights on top, big crash. Well, actually 93, probably a little bit more low key, but lights on the top. Maybe a light hit the side. You can see reflective tape. Looks like a squad car.
How far down the street?
It's probably at the end of the block behind you.
Okay. Hank will start the car up and pull out.
Okay.
And just do left, left, left.
Okay. You notice that it is indeed a squad car, and they, on one of your left turns, they keep going straight and don't tail you for whatever reason. The rest of you going to show up, go out to the house, or?
Yep. I assume Mark made it back, and.
Yep.
Okay. All right. You guys make it out to the house. You see a car sitting on the side. It looks on the street, and it looks like the one that Hank and DeJesus are probably sitting in. Pull up behind them, across from them.
Maybe pull in behind them.
Okay.
Turn off
I
the
see
lights.
a car pull in behind you, and it looks like your relief is here.
I open the bag that I bought at the pit stop before everyone hops out, and I have like powdered donuts, and I look in the back. I'm like, we're on a stakeout, right? And then I bring out Chips Ahoy, but I also bring out soft because I didn't know if you guys wanted soft or hard. And I just have a whole bunch of snacks I start piling on the
Peter
dashboard.
closes her door while he's talking. So he's talking to Tom. She goes to the front car.
Oh, no, I got out. Sorry, he's just there.
I add them after I place them all on the dashboard. I look and they're just the doors slam, and I'm like,
Slam,
oh, I'm
slam.
still in here. I'm still in here. And then I quickly go out, but take a handful of cookies, walk out.
So all three of you get out of the car and head towards the other one.
Lupita definitely has is someone watching us through like a curtain? Are there lights on? It's probably, is it 2 a.m. now or midnight? What time is it?
Midnight. We're supposed to show up. Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, is there anybody still up? Are the lights on?
As midnight approached and you guys are there, more lights have gone out in many of the houses, but the neighborhood's still relatively lit. They've got decent street lighting, and a lot of other houses have outside lights that stay on either on the garage or, but nothing
Mantis goes
peculiar.
to Lupita. I'm gonna take a quick round the block. I'll be back. And she takes off at sort of a slow jog just to do the perimeter of the block that the house is on.
Tom or Perez, as you start walking down the street, a light comes on in one of the houses. You're going down the street. Across the street, light comes on. It's rather abrupt. Like everything's kind of the same lighting as you're walking, and then boom, front house light comes on and the garage light, and there's a gentleman who's coming out of his house.
All right, she'll keep
He's
her
like,
jog.
You hear him go, all right, damn it. He's kind of grunting, stammering to himself. And then you hear the chain kind of ching, 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 and then you see him walking down the driveway with a big dog.
All right. Yeah, she'll keep going, keep her jog going, and I guess eventually turn the corner. But she'll mark the house in her mind.
Okay.
As I approach the other car, I see Dejesus holding the globe. And I walk over and I said, why are you holding a spirit ball?
It has a spirit in it.
No, that's not what those are for. In Victorian ages, they use those to ward off spirits. And
well, I saw one inside it or outside of it. I can't explain it, but I think this is key. And I fill them in, and anyone else who's listening nearby at everything that we have discovered.
And I look around, and he points out that all of these lawns have these balls on it to me. And I tell him, I say, oh, that's interesting, because to have all of the houses with those. But in Victorian times, they were called witch balls or spirit balls, and they would protect entrances to homes from evil spirits. So you might want to put that one back on whosever lawn you took it from, because they're definitely not worded right now. And I say it like off the cuff, because it's not science.
Are you outside of the car or inside?
I'm outside of the car, looking at him sitting in there with the ball.
Okay, I think Lupita's on the other side, and she leans in the window near Hank, and she's like, why'd you take that? Put it back.
Hank's just going to point to him and I don't know.
It made him happy.
Kept him quiet and focused.
Do we have radios or anything, or are we just
cell phones? We have cell phones. Nokias. We all have Nokias.
So when she gets around the corner, she'll call Lupita and say, watch the guy walking the dog. He's gonna, if he comes your way, that dog might make some noise.
Okay, good to know. She looks at Wishbone and says, get in. And they both get in the back, or she gets in the back of the car. So we're all four of us are going to be in Hank's car, ideally. She says Tom says there's a dog coming, dog walker.
Dejesus slouches down in his seat so that he can't be easily seen through the window.
I'm obviously forced into the center position in the back seat.
There's
Yeah.
only
only
four
four
of
of
you.
us.
It's okay.
He can still,
okay.
he's
All
the
right.
kind of guy who still takes the hump.
I,
Peter's like,
I know my position in life. I go right there.
I have some
Like-
room.
And then
Jesus.
when I realize no one else is getting in, then I slowly slide off it like to the other seat.
Gladstone, are you going to be able to, contain yourself with all that espresso in your system?
Yeah,
No.
he's like,
Be a long
Sitting
couple hours.
idly in the car?
So
Do we see the dog walker?
You guys do. Actually, Caneta and Williams would both notice down the street a light had come on as Perez was making her way down the street. And you can make out a person, silhouette of a person walking a dog. Give me a
Like walking, or just taking him out on his front lawn to do his business?
walking.
In our direction?
Give me a luck check.
That's just a percentile?
It is 50 or lower is good luck.
hey, oh.
Yeah, coming. As a matter of fact, not only is he walking the dog and coming in your direction, he's on your side of the street.
All right. Hank's going to grab a box of donuts from Wishbone and get out of the car and start walking towards the guy.
All right. Yeah, I see Hank grab donuts and get out of the car and start walking down the sidewalk or street.
Well, I mean, he's driver's side, so he'll get out on the street, walk towards the
Sure.
sidewalk,
All right.
pull a donut out, start nibbling.
Okay.
And, just act like he's just walking down the street, kind of straight for the guy.
He's probably 60 feet away and, coming along. Every once in a while, dog stops, does something. Guy's waiting there, looking around. Kind of looks down towards your direction. Sees you staying out on the street.
Eating donuts.
Dog probably smells the donuts. Starts coming towards you.
So I'll just
Midnight.
keep walking.
Dark black dog, like black lab probably
Okay.
size. Okay. He kind of tries to make sure the dog doesn't get towards you. So he's got him on a pretty tight leash, but wants to
wearing
get around you
slippers?
without. He's got like flip-flops on.
Okay. So I don't know, get 15 feet or so away and say, "Nice night. Had a little munchies. You want a donut?" I probably shouldn't eat all these.
Yeah, it's a nice night. Kind of looks at you strange and goes around, wants to kind of go around you. And
He'll put his hand out and say, "Name's John." And he'll drop the donut.
yeah, nice to meet you. He's just walking my dog. He kind of hurries past you at this point a little bit.
The dog didn't react to the donut at all?
The dog would try to want to eat the donut, but
Okay,
he's
well,
pulling the dog.
I dropped it, so I don't know what that's going to do necessarily.
Are you trying to do something specific or?
I'm dropping the donut to try to distract them and maybe...
Yeah, dog's like wanting a donut, right? Like,
Okay.
and he's like, no, this way. Run.
Inside
Rufus.
the car, you hear, what is he doing? He's up there at the donut, dropping it.
The Jesus slouches
You
down
see his
more,
hand?
staring
You
at
see his
globe.
hand go out like this? Like,
I'm just
It's
whispering
midnight.
to Dejesus. I'm just like, can you explain to me again what you said you saw in the globe? Because I'm very curious.
I do my best. It was like a shadow passed through the globe in the direction of the Bernier's house. Like a reflection, but I looked around, there was nothing went by me in this external world. Of course I'm whispering this and I'm slouched and I'm staring at the globe the whole time.
Wishbone would like to make an occult check, considering he knows a lot about these spirit balls / witch balls, and maybe maybe he's got a little bit of insight on what is going on with these balls in the shadow, if that's possible.
Sure, let it rip.
John, while he's doing that, Lark is now peering intently at the house. She's like, so all these properties have one of those things except the Berniers?
No, Hank said the Berniers do too.
Okay. Hey.
You know that spirit balls and what are they called? Spirit. I think they're spirit balls.
Spirit balls, witch balls, spirit catcher.
Yeah, witch balls. That's what it is. Witch balls. Usually, witch balls are blown glass. A little different than these things. Unless you are pulling something completely out of the Herman Munster's Guide to Occult, this is just more of a lawn ornament that you pick up at local garden spots. But what you convey to Dejesus is certainly up to you.
So then maybe my understanding would be that he saw a reflection, that it was not in the ball.
Not a reflection, man.
It was a reflection.
No, man. There was nothing around me.
But maybe it reflected something unseen by your eyes. And you could only
that's
see
what
the
I'm
ball.
thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
So I try to take the sphere from him and say, so then it's not in the ball. Do you let it go?
Sure, I'll let it go.
Okay. So I grab the ball.
That's fun.
And I nod to everyone else in the car, like, okay.
I'm picturing you like crawling over the seat and reaching down into his lap.
Like I'm waiting for him to punch me or something, but he doesn't.
Right.
I take the ball. All right.
All right, the guy's coming down the sidewalk and is coming up to your car, gonna pass your car. Looks in the car and keeps going.
Hank will turn around, shrug, and keep walking.
What is going on
Lupita
there?
just shakes her head. She's like, he just made us. He's going to call the police.
So he crosses the street, probably quite a few feet down the street, and starts doubling back. Actually, check that. You don't see him come back.
He like turns a corner.
He looks like he crossed, right? So if you're looking in the rear view, you see him cross the street and then keep going, and you don't see him. He's out of sight.
When he's out of view, I'm going to get out of the car. And
He's out of
I
view.
could clearly see the lawn next door that he took the ball from, and I want to put it back. So,
Okay. You see the pedestal, you can go back into the yard.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
Do I catch this dog walker as I come around on my...
So I guess, Perez, when you went down the sidewalk,
Yep.
you come to the end of the street.
House side,
Yeah.
and he was on the opposite side, and I was going to go right around the block.
Yeah, you don't see him.
It's okay. So he didn't turn left, I guess. He must have kept going somewhere else.
He would have
is
gone the opposite way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd be heading like, say, north. He went south.
Edwin just freeze.
He did. That is a beautiful frozen
that's a
picture.
good look. That's a good look.
Back. Yeah. Okay.
There he is.
He's back.
He's back. You're back.
Is there an alley that cuts this block in half?
It's like grid, right? Street, cross street.
Right, but there's no alley. That's what I was wondering. It's the street. There's the square of streets, but no alley. So the houses back up to each other.
This house was $350,000 like 7 years ago. There's no alleys in this neighborhood. This is highfalutin. Lawns are nice, edging's really good. No alleys.
The neighborhood's basically the same all the way around the block.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, everybody's got
it's all rich
backyards. Some have fences. There's swimming pools.
Okay.
So if you went right and he went he would be going right on his
right
end,
also.
right?
Yeah.
So you're going this way and he's going that way.
Yep. So I probably get back after these guys have just about put the ball away and
You
whatever.
probably get back to the car in the same amount of time that he gets back to his house.
So he does,
go
come back. He goes around the block also, it seems like.
He goes all the way around.
Yep. Okay. So I must beat him because I'm jogging and he's walking a dog.
See his lights come on in his house down the street.
What happened?
Coincidentally, his living room light comes on, and
Yeah.
So I'm at the house next
take
door.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm at the house next door, and I'm looking at Bernier's house, and lights aren't on, right? There's no lights on in this house, or
no, not now.
Okay.
They have a couple
Okay.
outdoor lights, and then I mentioned the driveway being kind of got the solar paneled lighting along the sides.
do I notice any motion sensors like on garages or anything like that? Motion sensor lights.
Would you notice motion sensor lights on any garages at the Berniers?
Yeah, at the Bernier's, or they have a long drive.
You can't tell from here.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Oh, they definitely
do.
existed because when I was a kid riding my bike,
Yeah.
They're
scared the
huge.
crap out of me.
Yeah. Right.
It's like spotlight coming on. Okay, so we're gonna move the car, and I lean in. I guess Lupita's still in the car, and I lean in through the window, and I'm like, I guess we're moving the car, and there's no lights on, and they have a lot of property. Aren't we supposed to like look around and like look in their windows and stuff? It's like dark over there.
Lupita says yes, but we're very conspicuous right now. That guy, she points to the house with the lights on, the dog walker. He's going to call the cops to come check through here because there's 2 cars, lots of people. Is Williams back by us now?
Yes.
She's like, I don't know what Hank was doing with the donut, but let's split up. Let's go for a short drive, come back, give it time to cool off, and then we'll check the property.
Well, Williams and I are off.
Right.
Yeah.
You're headed back to the hotel
We'll
Watch
head
your
out.
phone.
or wherever.
Okay.
We'll come back at 4.
Okay, so Williams and Dejesus drive off in their car. Okay.
Is there are there some good trees or something that I could get up in out of sight? No one looks up in trees.
You want to climb a tree?
Yeah. Yeah,
Sure.
well they take the car out of the way. I was gonna just hang in a tree.
Okay. So, so Perez is going to climb a tree. Caneta.
Caneta's going to take her car if it's in sight of the dog walker's house, and she's going to move the car. So ideally, it's in sight of the Berniers, but not within sight of the dog walkers. So it looks like she drives off, and then park it.
Okay. Gladstone, you going to stay in the car?
I
Where all the cat food
am,
is.
not entirely willingly, because I need to expend some of this energy. And as we drive by the dog walker's house, I want to know if there is a leash or a collar on the porch or around the driveway or near the garage, like a spare leash or collar that he may have outside. Some people keep one on their porch for like walking their dogs in the middle of the night.
So you know what, Lou? That's a good idea. So what Lupita will do with her and him in the car, she'll drive past the dog walker's house to get a look at it for the leash and whatnot, but also to see if we can see the guy through the window. She'll do a lap, and as she comes back around, that's when she'll park kind of out of sight from his house, but letting him have a good look on the way by.
Drive by the guy's house. He's got his big old fat head looking through the curtains down the street where you guys were parked with something up to his head. And he's talking.
He says, I knew it.
Sweet. So the reason why I want a leash or a collar.
Sure. There's a leash. There's a lead from the front yard out into the middle of the yard.
Oh, one of those. Okay. Because I wanted a collar or a leash somewhere, anywhere, so that I could walk around Bernie's property or the neighborhood, and if the cops come by, I'm looking for my dog. So that's why I wanted one of those.
Okay.
Do you tell Lupita that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm
She
sure
says-
she would be like, "Why do you want to know if there's?"
Yeah.
When I'm like, "Slow down, I want to see."
She's rounding the corner to get out of sight. She's like, "Great idea, but let's give this guy an hour. He's got to cool off. Let him go to bed."
I don't
and then-
understand any of this. I'm like, we need to get this done. All right.
And Caneta, as you're like driving, you look in the rear view and you see Perez like boop jump up a tree in your rear view mirror. Like, what the hell?
What is she doing?
All right. I'd say a few minutes later, car's coming down the street. It looks like a patrol car. Perez, you probably see it first.
All right. Well, I will be up high and stock still.
All right. And it's creeping along.
So,
Not in any hurry to get through this neighborhood.
I get out of the car.
All right. So
I get out of the car on the sidewalk, very out in the open. I want the SWAT car to see me.
okay.
I loosen my wedding ring and drop it in the grass.
Fair. Only, but one thing I want to make sure. So you want to make sure that the car is around when the police come, or are you guys distinctly trying to get out of Dodge with that car to prevent being seen by the police? I just want to make sure sequence of events. I'm clear on.
Parked like around this
Okay.
block, so we weren't leaving. I'm like, okay. The car's
All right.
parked, so
Okay.
I need to distract. I have this thing like I need to just make it like we're here for some reason. So I drop my wedding ring in the grass, and I like make motions like pointing down, and I'm like looking in the grass.
Okay, so you're walking away from the parked car where
Exactly.
Lupita
Yes.
is
Looking
kinda
for my
stashed it.
wedding ring. Yeah. So give the cops a reason to come say something to me, and then I have a legit reason why we've been. This is my friend, and we're looking around the neighborhood for my ring because I was walking here earlier today.
Yeah, they see you and they drive right up to you, and
Excellent.
they stop and they put the big old spotlight on you. Poof, and it's just like blinding as all get up.
And I look up and I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome!" And I grab the ring because the spotlight is like gleaming off of the ring, and I hold it up, and I'm like, "Thank you guys so much."
Guy's got a big old mag light. It's probably like a foot long. He's like got this flashlight going. He's like, "Hey, buddy."
You don't even understand. You just saved me some serious hell with my wife. She thinks I took off my ring, for sketchy reasons. And I tried to tell her that I had so much sunblock on today, going for a walk. It was so hot that it just slid off my finger when I was walking and not paying attention. And I've been looking for this all night. You guys are amazing. And I slide it on my finger. And I'm just smiling ear to ear.
It's like, could you just come up here for a second? Come up, walk up to the vehicle.
Absolutely, sir.
Just
absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could just do me a favor, just for my safety, could you just put your hands on the hood for just a second?
Sure.
Okay. It's like, I'm just going to pat you down. I want to make sure, nothing, do you live around here? Is he making small talk? Is he's like patting you down?
Actually, earlier today, I was at a conference at.
Oh, you just want to face forward. Just want to face forward.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Yep. I was at a conference at the hotel, and I was looking for property to buy here.
Okay.
I'm a graduate of UF, professor there, and I was looking in this neighborhood for homes, and I lost my ring earlier today.
So okay. Well, we just got some reports of some suspicious activity, and I'm glad you found your ring. Can I see some? Now at this point, he's like a couple feet from you, and he's not patting you down. You can turn around, and he's like,
"Yeah, sure."
As long as you don't have anything on you, Gladstone, you don't have anything on you, do you?
I have nothing. Yeah, I don't have anything. Right. So
he's like, "Yeah, can I just see some ID? Do you have an ID?"
Absolutely. Wallet's right there.
Okay.
I hand it to him. You see my university card in there, and everything. And
what's your driver's license? Kansas?
Kansas, correct.
A little far from Kansas, aren't you, Mr.
Gladstone.
Gladstone?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because that's my hometown. I went to FU. FU. I went to UF. Go Gators. I went to UF. Down here, I didn't change my driver's license or anything. But if I do end up purchasing a home here instead of renting, then obviously I'll get my license changed to Florida.
All right, give me a persuade check, smooth talker. Big roll.
This is a huge roll.
Hey, this is where it all goes
Gladstone
south.
sets up in the pokey.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
Nice.
Oh, he's like, all right. So
Because
where
42.
are you staying? If you're, are you staying in
Whichever
this?
that
Are you?
hotel was.
You're staying. You're not staying in this neighborhood.
No, I was at the hotel. Hyatt something, I don't remember. Holiday Inn Tampa.
What brings you
And
to this neighborhood, Mr. Gladstone?
this is where I wish to possibly purchase a home in Florida.
It's kind of an unusual time of the evening to be looking at homes, don't you think?
That's why I was here looking for my ring. I was here earlier in the day, officer. Believe me, I have so many better things to do than hang out, after midnight, walking through this neighborhood.
Sure you
a
do.
prospective neighborhood where I may want to live.
As do we, right?
Yes.
So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let you go. Okay. Here's your license and and everything. I'm gonna let you go. But if if you're gonna look for real estate, it would probably be better during the day. You probably get a better idea of what it looks like. It's a little bit more lit up. And if I see you here tonight again, I'm gonna have to arrest you, okay, for trespassing, because we've got this neighborhood. We've had some suspicious activity in the past, and residents. We got a call, a complaint of some individuals hanging out on this street, which is a little odd, So I'm not sure I don't know if that exactly was you, but I don't see anybody else. So I'll let you go. Is that?
Officer, I appreciate your help. It's good to know that if I do purchase a home in this neighborhood, that it is watched as vigilantly as you're watching it now. And I appreciate everything you've done, and I'm going to make my way back to the hotel.
All right, sounds good. And hey, you may want to take it easy on those espressos. You seem a little edgy, like you seem a little.
Oh, you could tell.
Well, I hope I wasn't making you nervous, but
No, me losing the ring and going back to the wife is what made me nervous.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I can understand that. All right. Well, you have a good night.
You too, officer. Thank you.
Gets back in his car and sits there and waits till he sees you start to move.
I move. I go to the car, nonchalantly. I look back like he sees me. So he can't see me. I wink at Lupita like, see, I got this under control. And then I, get in the car and I wave out the window to the officer, give him a thumbs up.
He drives by. He goes
and
by.
That's it.
The cop leaves, or do we have to leave?
The policeman leaves. He drives by.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be back in another 20 minutes.
He's going to be back. Yeah, he's going to be back.
Yeah.
But for the time being, he's gone.
Yeah.
Thinking that his perpetrator is en route out of the neighborhood.
Lupita says, I don't know what you told him, but good work. We need to move. Is that right?
Yes. If he sees me here again, I will be in irons, as they say. So, isn't this exciting? Like, I almost got arrested. Like, this is crazy.
Lupita has her hands in the steering wheel. She looks over and she's like, for surveillance, you're supposed to do it and not be noticed. You're supposed to be putting your eyes on your target, not having the cops make you. And
hey, we've been attracting dogs, eating donuts, playing with glass balls. I don't know what's going on. All I know is I just reacted. So I'm sorry, but I think it worked out.
Can we see where Tom is at this point?
You have an idea where she might have shimmied up a tree. It's probably quite a few feet back toward, I mean, Perez, were you like near the Bernier's house when
Yeah,
you
my
shimmied
goal
the
was to be
tree?
able to keep an eye on the house without being made.
Okay.
I
So
think our
probably
car
back by
drive.
the Bernier's.
Yeah, our car drives past that tree. Lapita has her window down, and she quietly is like, "Back in 15," just loud
All right.
enough so that hopefully somebody nearby can hear. And I
Okay.
think we're going to have to park like blocks away and walk back. That's what I'm thinking. You okay with that, there, Professor?
And as he says that, he's taking off his tie.
Oh man, it's getting serious now.
You can
It's
stay in the
like-
car if you want to.
No. This is serious work right now.
Well, we need to stay out of sight now.
Okay. I got it.
Sean,
You
do
lead, I
all these
follow.
are all these backyards the types that have like 5 or 6 foot fences between them?
Not all of them, but some of them do. The Bernier's do.
All right. Well, we'll park like, I don't know, 5 or 10 blocks away, like a pretty good, like a 10-minute walk away.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
I'm
head
speed
back.
walking. I'm speed walking back.
All right. So you guys are back. You're where you are. Somebody's up in a tree. You're out near the Bernier's. What is your plan?
I think we should call Hank and have them turn around, because if there's more of us, this may happen quicker than if it's just 3. And plus, we'll have another getaway car. I saw it in an episode of Starsky and Hutch.
We don't need them back here. They did their shift. They're going to have to relieve us in a couple of hours.
I guess so. Okay.
So it's about 1 a.m.
Yeah, I feel like Perez is she'll move around as necessary to keep her limbs fresh. Move from one branch to another or whatever. But unless something happens, her goal is to keep watch on the house because that's the mission she was given.
So nothing happens at the house.
All right.
There's
So it's 4
no
a.m.
activity there's no activity in the house, and the neighborhood is relatively dead for the evening. And 20
All right.
minutes in, like probably 10 minutes after 1, cop car comes through the neighborhood again. This time a little bit faster. Just looking around for everybody, seeing if there's anything noticeable. Doesn't see Perez. Gladstone and Caneta. Are you guys hiding in the bushes? Are you going back to the car?
I want it to be like on the property of the Berniers, like, up the driveway, like in the bushes, just watching the house.
Okay.
If there's no,
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
the
want to be
idea
out
is
on
to
the
be-
street.
is
I
to
think
be
he
out
said
of
there was
sight.
walls. There was like walls on the
Yeah.
side of the house.
There was.
Yeah, so yeah.
Okay. So you guys, that's fine. You see the car come by and it's the police. They go kind of driving by and don't stop, and everything is fine and dandy. You guys are you hop the wall and you're on the inside of the Bernier estate. And there's a couple lights that are still glowing outside the main door entrance. And then, of course, the small little solar lights up the driveway. Nothing's happening.
Did the dog walker dude turn his lights off?
He did.
Okay.
You could see down the street, all the lights that were in the houses, most of them are extinguished. Every once in a while, a car drives down the street, but rather nonchalantly pulls in a driveway, parks the car, gets out, goes in their house. A couple lights go on, a couple lights go off, a couple lights go on in a different part of the house. But other than that, nobody seems to realize that there's a person in their neighborhood up a tree and 2 on the inside walls of the Bernier complex.
And that there's a spirit bat flying around the neighborhood.
Right.
Yes, that too.
That's the thing they don't realize.
I think they
So-
all realize that.
So Sean, before all those hours pass, after the cop car goes by, so we're on the inside of the yard. Caneta's going to say, "I have an idea. We haven't even laid eyes on any of these guys to know if they're okay or anything. What if?" I think she's talking just to the professor here. Have you laid eyes on them, Professor?
No, but I said that like hours ago. I wanted to look in the window.
Well, I have a better idea. Let's go get a pizza and deliver it like it's the wrong house. That way we can at least check on them to make sure they're okay.
3 o'clock in the morning?
It's not 3. It's like just after 1, right?
Just after 1.
After the police car goes around a second time.
Friday
There's pizza
night.
places that deliver.
Domino's.
Friday night.
Domino's. All right. Okay.
So once the coast is clear, I think it's back over the wall. And to Perez, keep lookout. We're going to get pizza. We're going to pretend to deliver it and go to the wrong house to put eyes on these guys.
Sounds good.
Great.
So we'll hustle to some local pizza place, probably a Domino's or something.
Okay. Run to your car.
Yeah, we'll speed.
Okay. Go to the pizza place, order pizza, got the pizza, probably.
We'll take whatever they have, like, sitting around kind of thing.
Sure.
One that somebody ordered and didn't pick up or something like that.
Probably take you 30 minutes at least round trip.
Yeah. Yep.
I called Dejesus on our way to get the pizza.
Oh, poor guy.
I tell him about the awesome ruse that I pulled to save our skin and that we're going to get pizza. And this is the plan.
I'm sorry. Why are you talking to me right now?
I wanted to let you know, it's like it might go down tonight. And you guys are at the hotel.
Congratulations, my professor friend.
He's trying to bond with you since you're the other civilian, so he's like, I mean, not that the police officer's not a civilian, but you know what I mean, non-law officer or
I
Army
congratulate you and get off the phone as fast as I can. I need to sleep.
He doesn't care at all.
I'm
Great.
totally coming down from this upper that I took earlier. So,
all right, we get pizza. No one cares. No one cares. We're getting pizza.
Get the pizza, you drive back to the neighborhood, you park the car.
Right in front of the house. Yep.
Right in front of the house. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
You're going to go through the gate and walk up the driveway.
Lupita says to the professor, "Stay here."
I was going to say, I'm staying in the car. I'm like a marked man right now in this neighborhood.
Yep.
I can't be seen.
If there's some way you described before, Sean, like a gate, like an archway you walk through with a gate that was maybe closed but not locked. Is that true?
It's accessible via it's a remote controlled gate and a long
That's for
driveway.
the vehicle. Wasn't there a one to the side that was for pedestrian traffic?
Yeah. Yes.
She's going to try that one. Her ideal scenario is getting up to the door. So she's knocking and ringing the bell, and she's not ringing from the perimeter, right? That's her ideal scenario.
So you can walk through the gate. It creaks as you open it, and seems louder than it probably is at the 1:40 in the morning. And you walk up the driveway.
Yep.
Big old light sensor goes off, and poof, the driveway seems to be lit up. And Gladstone, where are you when Caneta is walking up there?
I am in the driver's seat of the car.
Okay. You can see the light go poof, and you see the shadow of Caneta go all the way down the driveway from where she's walking up.
Okay. I'm just, my head's on a swivel. I'm pretending I'm the getaway man. And I'm ready.
Perez, you see all this as
looking
well.
for the police.
Okay. All right. Get up to the house.
This is like Lupita's job, right? Like hunting people down. So she's trying to make every detail she can. Like, are there open windows? Does she hear a dog barking? Does it look like there's a mat where maybe somebody's left a key on the front stoop? She's taking in all these details as she walks up with the pizza.
Yeah. Pink stucco.
Yep.
Let's see. Otherwise,
if it's not important, skip it.
No, nothing.
I'm just looking.
Yep, nothing that you see. It's a bigger, nicer house.
Doorbell or door knocker?
Doorbell for sure.
She rings it. Bing
Okay.
bong.
Yeah, sounds really, nothing. You hear it, goes boom, bing, boom.
No,
You hear it
are
again?
there any lights on the stage at all? None?
No.
Okay.
Just the lights on the outside.
Showing it again.
Okay. At this point, there's a light that goes off in one of the rooms that faces the road. Let me see. Make sure. Actually, you don't see one, Caneta, but I would say, Perez, you probably see one light up in the back corner of the house.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm probably like under a veranda or something, or like a stoop. If there's still no answer, she will knock herself.
Okay. There's eventually the light goes on inside that you can see through kind of the stained glass that kind of goes around the door and through the door. And light goes on in the hallway, the foyer. And somebody cracks open the door and looks at you. Looks like it's probably Tim Bernier. He's kind of drowsy, but it doesn't look like he's been sleeping all that long. But he looks at you with the bright lights that are out there and, yes, can I help you?
So previously, so far, we've seen a lot of serious looks from Lupita, but she turns it on now. She has a big, bright smile. She says, I got your pizza. It's Domino's.
Give me a persuade check, Domino's.
No hat, no shirt, no car.
No shoe, no car, no Domino's.
She's got all that. Come on.
You got Domino's jacket.
She has a hat. She has shoes.
Got the thing you put the pizza in.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
she's
okay.
very persuasive.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
He's too tired to realize
You
it.
did order pizza. We're a little late. I'm sorry. We're busy. It's Friday night, you know.
This one's free.
I'm sorry. You got the wrong address.
She leans back.
We didn't order a pizza.
She looks up a door number and she repeats it to him in the street. You didn't order a pizza?
Nope. This is the address, but we didn't order it. I'm sorry.
Any signs of distress? What's he dressed in?
He's dressed in like shorts, t-shirt, got a robe that's open.
Sexy.
It's half-ass closed, right?
Yeah. Middle-aged man.
Fairly fit guy. I'll say that.
Okay. Can she see anything behind him in the house? Anything that looks unusual, or is it just like standard middle class house going on behind him?
He closes the door just a little, not to shut it in on your face, but he yells back. It's like, like a loud whisper. The pizza delivery person, wrong address. Go to bed. I'll be there in a second. And then he cracks open the door again, says, we didn't order pizza. I'm sorry.
She goes, oh shit. I'm gonna get in trouble if I do this. If I make one more mistake, can I use your phone? I have to call the shop and see if I got the address wrong.
Nice.
Give me another persuade check.
What?
Another one.
All right.
To get in the house and use the phone at 2:00 in the morning?
No.
He's like, I've got kids here. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to take it back, and I'm sorry.
All right, I'm going to lose my job. She looks at the door. The door opens in, right?
It does, yeah.
And looks at the carving. So she hopefully gets a good look at this symbol.
Oh, you definitely see it. Yeah, it's right in front of your face.
She's like, what? What happened to your door? So totally like changing gears from coming inside.
He's like, I'm sorry. It's really late, and we're getting it replaced. We had some damage to it.
Damage? This is kind of creepy. What is it?
It's vandalism. I don't know. Why are you still here?
Do you want the pizza
hold on.
for free?
Just hold on a second. He closes the door, locks the door. He goes off. You see him walk back. You can't see his silhouette anymore. And then he comes back a few seconds later, and he's like,
She waits patiently.
he opens the door and he's like, here's $40, and they just give me the pizza.
Oh, thank you.
He's
She
like,
makes the exchange.
sure. He's like, yep, no problem. Just keep the change. All right, have a good night. And then he closes the door and locks it.
Thank you. She calls in over the transom above. Appreciate it. She'll kind of walk backwards off the front, the front veranda and stoop, just trying to make any detail she can. Like, is there any damage to the wood frame from when this thing was carved into the door? Are there weird footprints or anything? And if there's nothing, then she'll just head back to the car. She's basically on alert.
You see, as you're like looking through, like at the, he closes the lights off. And you're looking at the door, backing up and looking through the door and everything, and you see a black image go across the corridor from like the back of as you look back through the house, which probably is like the kitchen area in the back.
Describe that for me. What am I looking through? Like are there windows on the sides of a door or something?
Yes. The doors. Yep. Yeah, you see a black shadow, probably your size. It's hard to say because of the distortion of the glass and the windows, and you see something move across the hallway, the entryway.
There's still lights on inside.
There's lights back. You could see lighting come from a hallway back in the corner of the house.
Not in the foreground.
No.
So she'll crouch down low and peer in that window and try to get a better
look. The only
look.
lighting you would see in the house is from the moon, from a different window coming in from another window in the back. It's not it's not concrete walls all over this house. So there's going to be certain gleams of light that cross over like through the hallway from maybe a patio door or something along those lines, but there's no lights on. He's turned off the lights. He's going back to bed.
Okay. Can she see him walking? In other words, can she tell the shadow was not his?
Yes, definitely. Like it was almost at the weird, like he went that way and then a shadow came from behind him seconds later.
And when he called to his wife or whomever that other person was, he kind of had to shout, right?
He had to raise his voice because the house is pretty big.
So I think the hairs are up on her arms and the back of her neck, and she's
give me a sand check.
Can do that. Or is it under mental?
It's at the top.
No.
Right below your name.
Yeah, you found it for me. On the very top, on the
HP, WP, sand.
Hairs on her arms don't go up that much.
Strikes you strangely, but doesn't shake you, I guess.
She basically is trying to get an angle on where she saw the shadow go. Like if it went to the right, she's trying to kind of lean over and look in that way.
It would be to your right as you're looking at.
So she'll even go so far as to like creep to another window, if it gives her a better vantage point as to where she thinks this thing flitted to.
Okay. So Gladstone and Perez, you see Caneta up there kind of talking to the guy, closes the door, comes back, gives her money, closes the door. She's backing away, looking at the door, then she starts kind of juddering around up there. So what you thought might be like done, all of a sudden she's still staying up there for some reason. Caneta, you go towards the right, and as you do that, there's a big bay window that looks like it's their living room.
She's going to do one of these.
If you look in the living room, it's pretty open. It's like an open format, right? You could see kind of the wall to the entrance, and then it goes back to the left and it opens up quite a bit. And it looks like there might be the kitchen. There's a closet, like almost of an island pillar in the middle of the house. But straight back from the living room looks like might be a family room of some kind that's opened up with the kitchen. And then the rooms are more to the right. So you got some pretty heavy walls as you look inside and to the right.
Terrifying suburban house, but no shadows. Nothing moving.
Give me an alertness check.
Yeah. 20
Yeah,
out of the
you
50.
you see something else that goes. As you're looking, there's a shadow that moves what looks like to be a stairway going down and just disappears.
And it's like an indistinct. Is it like a figure in darkness, or is it literally a shadow?
It looks literally like a shadow. And there is no physical person that walks by the window.
I get nervous because I don't see her. I don't have eyes on her anymore. So I slowly look around and make sure the squad car, patrol car is not coming around, and I go under the tree where Agent Tom is.
Okay.
And I whisper, even though I may not have to, but I whisper up to Agent Tom, can you see her? She went around the side of the house.
Yeah, got eyes on. You can disable the dome light in the car before you get out.
Just a switch.
I have the door open. Ding, ding.
Yeah, that's right.
The keys in the ignition. Ding, 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 ding.
Radio's on. If Tom is looking at Caneta, Caneta's going to turn around and give her like a.
Yeah, I was good. That's where I was getting with that.
Yeah.
And I again, I realize maybe my help is not needed here, and they know what they're doing. But I walk back to the car and slowly close it, and then you see my hand reach up and turn the dome lights off for next time. and then I pick up the phone and I call Dejesus again.
Oh no!
And I dial.
Call Hank. God damn it!
I pick up.
I call, and I'm like, Dejesus, it's going down. Like, it's going down now. I'm just trying to get cool talk.
Sounds good. I'll get up and I will wake Hank, whether it goes to his room, bang on his door or whatnot, and say that we're being called out. Yep.
Yeah. I'm just like, Lupita and Agent Tom, they're over the wall. They're next to the house. Like, I'm just rambling. I don't really even know what they're doing, but it sounds like something is really
There was
happening.
a pizza.
Yeah. He already knew that part.
Okay, that's right.
I was like, they delivered the pizza. Yeah, she paid for it. It's like, I don't even know what's going on. I'm like, okay, I gotta be quiet now. But yeah, I it's going down. And I
all right. If Hank will drive me out there, I'll head on out.
Sure.
My friend has plenty of
it was only
enthusiasm.
15 minutes away or whatever from the hotel.
Yeah,
it's not very far.
We drive on out.
All right. Okay. So what do you guys do before Hank and Dejesus show up? Anything?
Does Perez come into their property? When I
I was actually going to. Do you pull her?
Yeah, she was giving her like a hand signal.
Yeah, absolutely.
To the tree
yeah.
of come closer.
Yeah. So she'll absolutely drop down from the tree and do kind of a low sprint across the street and duck in through the arch and move up to you. What's happening?
There is. So the family's in there. There's something in the house with them. I just saw it through the window. Some kind of shadow. It's in there.
Kind of shadow.
Didn't XTC say he saw something, a shadow or something in that globe?
Yeah, I figured it was a bat.
Like
and she'll look in the window and where'd you see it?
Lupita will point and describe how she saw it. You said kind of going down the stairs or heading for some stairs.
Yeah. So are you guys both up near the house saying this, or have you gone?
Yeah, I think we're both at that bay window.
quietly.
The living room window.
Yeah, Perez, give me a stealth check because I know you're awesome at it. So
Oh,
Yeah, I haven't
dear.
even checked my stealth yet. What is my stealth? Let's see. Search. Skills. Physical. There we go. Probably.
Oh, it's
No, it's-
great.
Mental.
all the way at the bottom center column of your character sheet
Good luck.
in
Stealth. There
Foundry.
it is. I am awesome at it. If I make this, it'll be.
Unbelievable. A 4.
He's
rolled
busy
a
eating
4.
pizza, Sean.
He's got a
He's eating
10%
pizza.
on stealth, and he rolled a 4. Unbelievable.
Awesome.
He
It's meant
like
to be.
she got out of the tree and a leaf didn't even move. Like it was. I was impressed sitting there. I'm like,
You're
it
still
was
talking?
amazing.
You think
Thought
she's
for
still
sure.
there?
The wood on the
For
fence
sure that
didn't
was
even
a
creak.
double
Like,
O.
awesome.
All right, you guys are up there talking, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Yeah. So she's looking where where she's pointing in the room, looking for the shadows.
So you don't really see anything other than the lighting that comes through from the moon from a different like back window, and you can make out some parts of the inside of where you're looking through the living room. So to the left, as you kind of see where the vaulted family room is, the stairs are to the left of that, and it kind of go down and
Into a
probably
basement, presumably,
into a
or
basement,
stairs
yeah.
down from the upstairs.
Yep,
I think down the lower level, like a basement, right, Sean?
correct.
Yeah.
So you saw something. You saw something go down to the basement or come
For
up
sure.
from it.
I went
Okay.
down. I saw it twice.
Sure.
Do we think, Sean, other windows on the other sides of the house will give us better viewpoints, or is this about as good as we're going to get?
It's probably
It's
as
a-
good
it's-
as you're gonna get. Yeah. And I should say, like the basement are like full, big windows, not these little.
Okay. Oh,
You
so
know.
I'll duck down and look in the basement.
Oh, are there window wells?
They're yes, then they're big window wells. They're like ones where you can actually get it zoned
You could
for
climb in.
Or exit.
climb out of the house if it were on fire. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll jump down
That
in
sounds like
a
a
window
fucking
well
terrible
and look
idea.
in.
I think those are called egress windows.
Egress windows.
sure
Thank
are.
you, Gabe.
I've got one right there.
Yeah,
Dejesus and Hank, you show up.
that's awesome.
And I flick the lights almost like a code, like when they're coming down the street. Like, hey, it's me. I'm over here.
Well, and before that, I turned to Lark. I was like, "Oh shit, there's another car coming. It's probably a cop."
What's it? Oh no, we left him out there alone. He's going to get taken to prison.
For what?
You're like,
idiot.
oh, shucks.
So Hank is going to drive all the way down the block, maybe
Okay.
slow down a little bit while he's near the car, continue, go around the corner and park.
You go past the car, you only see Gladstone in there, jumping around, doing whatever he's doing that he
Eating
said.
donuts.
I'm like confused. Like I thought, like I signaled to you, and you drive past, and I'm confused. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
there's
just
a
went
big
right by.
confused look on
He
his
honks the
face as you
horn.
drive by.
They honk the horn, right?
No,
Must not have noticed me. Yeah.
No.
They think I'm somebody else. Wait, gets up. Hey.
So
All right, so you park down the street. You're all gonna make your way back.
Yeah, I suppose. Hey, we gotta go talk to him and see what the story is. You seem pretty excited, and I only see him.
when
So
you
I
approach,
go back, get filled in. Yep.
yeah, when you approach, I have popped the trunk, and I'm grabbing something out of the trunk, and
Donuts.
you see it's a pistol, and I'm putting it into my pocket like a professional.
Careful there, cowboy.
Hank is going to reach out and sort of say, whoa. Do you know how to use that?
I've shot it before, just not towards anybody.
When was the last time the cops did their rounds?
I'm gonna say I haven't seen them, so maybe any minute.
Well, you better move that car.
Great idea. Excellent idea. and
like a couple blocks away.
yes, then I
Who
do.
has the keys?
They're still in there. They're in the ignition, but the dome
Fair
light
enough.
did not go on, and I pulled them out just enough that the door didn't ding when I got out. So
Where are the other two?
oh yeah, that part. Yeah, so the pizza thing, and he bought it, and then they went around, the back, and then Tom jumped out of the tree, and she ran around the back, and I don't know. But I'll be right there. And I get in the car and expecting you guys to wait for me, which I'm sure won't happen by the time I get back.
So on the corner of the property next to the house that's on the other side of the driveway. Well, so here's their side of the street. The driveway's here, and the corner here. Is there a way to like step up on the wall and look over the stone wall or the cement wall?
The cement wall probably gets a little lower from the neighbor's side, right? If it's kind of built up, so it's
Mhm.
not as high. These guys just walked right through the gate.
Right. But we
Yeah.
don't want to have a parade going through the and set
Earlier,
Well,
we went
fair.
over the wall, though, right?
and set off their motion sensor. So is there enough cover from shrubs or trees or bushes to at least
Sure.
peek over the wall?
Sure. I mean, if you want to get to the house and be like not detected, that's fine. I'll let you roll a stealth check and I'll give you a bonus. Because you guys know that there's an actual light sensor and where it is and everything, and you can, Hank can best navigate that.
I think what he's angling for, though, is there some other way in that wouldn't set off that front yard light sensor, like the side property?
Oh,
Right.
for sure.
The
Yeah.
neighbors over
Yeah.
the wall kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. You could do that.
Yeah, so
I mean,
past
at
the
first-
driveway. Yeah.
Now
At
you got to
first,
deal
I
with the
just wanna-
neighbor's yard.
First, I just want to try to see if I can see them by looking over the wall first to understand where they are.
Yeah. You've gotten guys out of bushes before, like this. There they are, right there. I can
Okay.
see the bushes, wiggling or whatever.
Not with that stealth roll.
Fair.
So it took a few minutes for them to get here, right? So that means
Yes.
that Lupita and Perez have been at the window for a moment. I think we can solve
Mhm.
some of this by having. Why don't we just? I think Lupita will call the professor.
Okay.
Say who is that? Is that our friends?
I'm like trying to like park and answer the phone at the same time. And yeah, it's Hank and Dejesus. I called them for backup. I figured you guys could probably use some backup.
Good. Tell them to come to the house, you two, but come quiet. We're around the side. And she'll hang up the phone.
I can't. Hank told me to move the car 3 blocks away. But when I get there, I'll tell him.
If Hank can lay eyes on him, he'll approach the house as quietly as he can.
Okay. So, Lupita, Perez, and Hank are at the house. Gladstone is still back at the car.
I'm huffing it as fast as my wingtips will not click on the pavement. I'm running on the side grass, so it's not making
Right.
noise.
Dejesus will meet him where he expects him to arrive and
Okay.
show him where we're supposed to go over the wall.
Okay. So if you guys are all at the house, then you are all at the house.
Yes, we're all at the
Okay.
house.
Great.
Okay.
And I am
Hey, Peter.
either down in the window well or getting down in the window well, whichever works.
Give me another stealth check.
Press your luck.
All
I don't
right.
know if you're gonna be like calm.
Stealth check. Jesus.
God,
Yeah, just normal.
Average.
Normal failure.
sounds loud. Boom. You kind of
No
jump,
fumble.
slide down, and at the bottom of the well is a bunch of rocks.
Okay. So I jump down and then crouch down,
Okay.
put my hands to the window and look in.
All right.
I look
You
at Dejesus. I hear the rattling of the rocks and the metal. I'm like, what was that?
Cat.
It's like him landing on a bed of gravel. Crunch.
Yeah.
Punch.
You guys can picture these window wells. Lupita's going to get flat on the ground, and she's going to reach her arm into the window well, and she's handing her light down to Tom.
I was going to pull a flashlight out. But
Okay, if you've already got one, you're good. While she does that, she explains to the new arrivals, there's something in the house that I saw. XTC, whatever you saw on the globe, it's in the house.
I nod. Maybe I saw it moving in that direction. Maybe it has just arrived. And I caught it through the witch globe.
I think we have two options here. We go in, and she's waiting for Perez to kind of, put her light on, or we make a ruckus, light a fire, call the cops, something, because the family might be in danger.
Oh, there he is. I was like, I don't know what happened to the professor.
He'll be back. That's right. He was parking the car.
Exactly.
Yeah. So she's explaining while Perez is searching, Sean.
Yeah, so Perez will look.
What if we just knock again?
So what?
What if we just knock again and say that we're here with a special unit and investigating?
Pizza fraud?
That's a possibility. I should stay out of sight because they think I'm a pizza delivery person.
Technically, by buying this pizza, you stole someone else's pizza. Just so you know.
Shut up. What do you see?
Yeah.
As you look inside, and it looks like a room occupied by a little girl.
Oh shit! Looks like a bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
Okay. She's just sleeping in there. Can I see her?
She's not sleeping. She's on the edge of her bed, sitting up.
What's she doing? Looking at me?
Nope. She's got she is, I would say the bed goes from right to left against the wall to your right. And she's sitting on the edge looking, she's kind of perpendicular to you.
As soon as I see her, I will definitely hold up my hand and just to everybody else.
We stop talking.
Okay. And there seems to be something in front of her, a figure of some kind. You can't really make out. Very dark, shadowy, wispy in shape. And she seems, you see her moving her hands.
Like sign language, or like she's talking with her hand, like what you were doing sort of looked like sign language to me, a fake sign language. Is that what you're trying to imitate?
Fake as hell.
Yeah, it seems to be that way.
Okay. I'm going to... Yeah, I will put my ear to the window and see if I'm hearing any sounds at all.
You do not hear anything.
All right, I will stand up and I guess I see everybody sort of standing around the window well looking down, and I will do whatever I'm sure there's some good military stuff for one person inside there, for clearing rooms, clearing buildings, and then I will squat back down and peek in some more and see what I see. What's happening with this shadow creature?
All right.
Probably your dad.
And as you do this, you see the little girl grab her covers, pull them over her head, and she climbs through the bed and rolls over and looks like she's got her back towards you and has her covers and her head on her pillow. And then the shadow goes, it looks like it moves, and then it hits the mirror and disappears.
All right, so I haven't rolled this yet, but it seems like I ought to.
Sanity.
Yeah, sanity. Good call. Success.
So I will, I'll stand up again.
You wanted help, right?
What? Just trying to get your head down to my head, or somebody's head down to my head. And I'll say, there's a little girl in there. She was just talking to some shadow creature that went into the mirror. I don't know where it's going to come out.
Can I make an occult check to see if I recall any type of mirror creature type thing? Anything I've read?
Sure.
Where is it? Apparently not.
There's a lot
much
of them.
caffeine.
You've heard of a lot of them. You've heard of the ones from Egypt, China, Japan. Could be an assortment of different ones. It's hard to say. You're wondering what shape it was, how high it was, how wide it was. Did it go into the mirror face first or feet first? It's very hard to say based on the different literature you've absorbed throughout your studies.
Hank will kneel down next to him and say, what about the Greek mythology angle? What about shadows?
From what I know about Kos or Yas, I don't recall anything specific about shadows or mirrors. Wasn't really my specialty. Sorry.
Lupita will say, did it threaten her? Was she afraid of it?
They were talking. It looked like sign language or something. Looks like she was talking sign language to it, and then she hid under the covers. I don't know if she's just going back to sleep. She didn't seem threatened. They were just like, she wasn't crying or anything.
We need to talk to that little girl.
Exactly. Yeah, tomorrow one of us has got to talk to her. Maybe at the playground, park, something like that.
So we leave them tonight?
Should probably still keep watch, but I don't see us breaking in. I mean,
Well, we don't understand what's happening, so.
right. And
Sean,
I
Is
will
is the shadow creature going to be there when it's not dark?
Well, the girl can tell us though, like what kind of conversation she's been having, what the creature's been telling her.
Tomorrow's Saturday. She won't be in school. We can find out where she'll be and we'll talk to her.
So yeah, I'm
Help her out.
okay, awesome. Yeah.
Hand up.
Pull out.
All right, you guys are picking up stakes and taking out, heading out.
I think a couple of us are still going to stay and try to keep eyes on
Yeah,
the
what
house,
time
make
is
sure
it
nothing
now?
crazy goes on.
It's probably, let's see, pizza delivery was about 20 to 2. It's probably, you guys showed up. It's probably got to be 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
So I look at the scrapings on the door with the symbol, and I tell everyone that I run my fingers across it, and I realize they're gouged out by something, and I try to remind everyone that something dangerous may be going on here as I'm pointing to the door, and are we are we sure that this can last for another day?
What do you want to do? Bust her out? Bust the whole family out?
We
Let's just-
didn't run into anything about the girl being deaf, did we?
No.
No.
Let's just keep eyes on one person watching. We have phones, apparently. These newfangled cell phones. They can give us a call if anything's get really bad. I'll go sleep in the car. I'll be nearby.
All right. You want me to stay in the tree? Wasn't too bad.
No, stay closer. Eyes through the
Peter-
window.
Yeah,
Oh, right
Peter
here.
says,
Okay.
I'm going to stay on
Tree
the
in the
property.
yard.
Maybe when the sun comes up, we can back off a bit.
All right.
So maybe Lupita and Perez to stay on the property.
Sounds great. I'm gonna go sleep at the car. I'll be near.
Hank will join him.
We'll leave the prof on the front porch.
Do you guys have my pizza?
I have a sleeping bag in my camping gear in the
I
trunk.
bet you do.
I do.
And a pistol
So
in your
I
pocket.
will. Yeah, that too. So I'll take my sleeping bag. Is there anywhere on property like that just totally bushed and you're not going to see in daylight? Like if I'm in the bushes getting chiggers and ticks?
Like a homeless person just finding somewhere to.
No, like a hardcore naturalist sleeping under the stars.
I mean, at night, if you start
It
out in
appears
the
that way.
darkness, you might think you're completely
I get
not
it. I get it.
viewable.
I'm
Full-
more afraid
full
of
view of
I'm
some
more
neighbor.
afraid of the cops finding me because I'm not supposed to be here. That's what I'm afraid of. All right.
So Dejesus and Hank are going to the car and doing the stakeout, much like we started off with.
I think
Correct.
there's
Well, I think
The
the
rest-
car is, except
We're
the car's
sleeping.
like some blocks
Yeah.
away, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
are we waiting? It's Saturday. So we're
Saturday
waiting for
morning.
like Tim to go out or something, and then we're
I
gonna
just think
B&E or what?
we knock on the door in
We'll
the morning.
find out. Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
I think we
initially
need
making
to-
sure that nothing
First, we're
attacks
getting
them
through
in the night, right?
Yep, exactly.
Exactly.
First, we get through the night.
Then in the morning we can figure things out. If they're going to go out as a family, if they don't go anywhere, we'll figure all that stuff out.
I grab my sleeping bag and I go back somewhere on the property that I may or may not think is a good spot. I genuinely fear for the family right now. I've seen some crazy stuff. So
All right.
And I guess the two of us, Lark and Tom, are just sort of near that window well,
Okay.
hanging out.
All right.
If there's
Awake.
rose bushes or something that we can hide behind between them
Sure.
and the house, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
stay out of my bushes.
Sunrise is probably about 5:30 in the morning, summer, July. It's northern hemisphere. It's probably fairly early. So the things start to get light right around there.
We bug
So
out,
it's-
right?
Yeah, so it's quiet. As long as it's quiet until then.
Quiet,
Maybe
nothing
then-
happens.
I'll
So
go
the
kick.
lighter it gets, we back off.
I'll go kick Gladstone. Wishbone, sun's coming up. Time to get out.
I was totally sleeping. I was out. I
Yeah, it's all right.
had that.
Let's go.
I had that caffeine high, and now I'm good.
Yeah, you don't need to explain. You just
Okay.
need to get up and go.
We'll talk today about protocol.
All right. Okay, so Gladstone and Perez and Caneta are going to make their way out of the estate and head to a vehicle to get out of Dodge. Correct?
Yep.
All right. I'll allow one of you three to make a luck roll because I've got a jogger and he might have just happened to come by, early rising jogger, like
Same
Saturday, just that
Dog
guy.
walker.
Probably could be the same dog walker. Who knows? So give me a luck roll.
It's not gonna be me. I'm too
got it,
tired.
Edwin?
Go ahead, Edwin.
Sure.
You haven't rolled
Yeah.
for a while.
Oh.
There you go.
We'll take it.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
That's success. All right. As soon as you guys start coming out of like the gate and everything, you look to your left and there's a jogger that goes right by. Doesn't even notice you. He's got his headphones on.
That's right. Sony Walkman.
You could just pick up some of the
singing Ace
light,
of Base.
some of the
Right.
reflective
I'm so
pieces
sorry.
from his shoes.
Nice.